George Clooney Amal walked in and everything changed. It turns out George Clooney very nearly didn't become an actor. The two-time Oscar winner was cutting tobacco in Kentucky when a cousin came to stay and asked him if he would like to play a role in a movie about horse racing, the 1982 film, and they're off. Clooney said yes, and the rest, as they say, is history. Video. George Clooney doesn't like aging on screen. Bang showbiz. Characteristically modest, the 58-year-old insists the only reason he didn't follow in his journalist father's footsteps was lack of skill. Looking at his CV, that's hard to believe. Clooney attained worldwide fame in the 1990s for his role as Dr. Doug Ross in ER, for which he won an Emmy. Clooney tells Sky News it's a hierarchy he can't get his head around. Actors.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,